beyond emotional regulation, the revolutionary power of embodied healing. We've been sold a devastating lie about emotional wellness. For decades, the experts, the self help gurus, the entire mental health establishment has told us that healing comes through controlling our emotions, regulate, manage, suppress, control. But what if this fundamental premise, this cornerstone of modern psychology, is not just incomplete, but actively keeping us from true healing? I recently had the profound privilege of interviewing Cordelia Gaffar, a visionary revolutionary in the field of somatic healing whose work is transforming how we understand emotional wellness at its deepest levels. Her insights don't just challenge our assumptions, they shatter them. Cordelia isn't merely helping individuals heal, she's igniting a movement that could fundamentally transform how we relate to our bodies, our emotions, and ultimately to each other. Her approach represents nothing less than a radical reclamation of our embodied wisdom in a world that has systematically disconnected us from our physical selves. The wisdom Cordelia shared with me was nothing short of paradigm shifting. Her core message, true emotional wellness, isn't just about controlling or suppressing emotions, it's about reconnecting with the body to reclaim pleasure, freedom, and authentic consent. Think about that for a moment. When was the last time you felt fully present in your body? When did you last make a decision based not on what you should do, but on what genuinely felt right to your physical self? For most of us, the answer is we can't remember. And that's precisely the problem. When we focus solely on emotional regulation, we risk ignoring the profound wisdom our bodies hold. We miss out on deep, transformative healing. Through somatic movement and honoring bodily sensations, people can restore wholeness even after significant trauma by embodying their standards and boundaries rather than simply managing symptoms. This isn't just theory, the evidence is compelling and profound. Consider Maya, a survivor of childhood trauma who had struggled with debilitating anxiety attacks for over a decade. Traditional talk therapy had left her frustrated and still suffering. I could understand my trauma intellectually, she told me, but my body wouldn't stop reacting as if I were still in danger. Maya's breakthrough came when she began somatic therapy sessions focused on mindful movement and tracking bodily sensations. Her therapist guided her through safe exploration of physical feelings tied to traumatic memories using techniques like titration, exploring trauma gently, and resourcing building internal safety. The results were transformative. Over several months, her panic attacks decreased dramatically. But more significantly, she began experiencing moments of genuine pleasure during daily activities, a sensation previously foreign due to chronic tension. The first time I felt joy without immediately bracing for something bad to happen, Maya shared, I wept. I hadn't realized how much of my life I'd been missing. Perhaps most powerfully, she reconnected with her sense of agency by learning how her yes or no felt physically before responding verbally. This wasn't just symptom management, it was reclaiming her very sovereignty. Friends noticed the transformation in her confidence, and her story inspired others at a local community center workshop on somatic wellness for Black women survivors. This is what Cordelia means when she speaks about the body as a powerful partner in healing. Emotional wounds often live in the body as much as in the mind. When you listen to physical sensations and honor them, true transformation becomes possible. But this approach isn't just for trauma survivors, it's revolutionary for anyone experiencing the modern epidemic of disconnection. Take the story of a group program led by Dr. Amara Johnson, a holistic healer who introduced mindfulness based movement practices for professionals recovering from burnout. These participants face chronic stress manifesting as insomnia, digestive issues, and irritability, all resistant to standard stress management advice. The solution wasn't more cognitive techniques or better time management. Instead, the group practiced regular, mindful awareness exercises focused on noticing subtle bodily cues alongside expressive dance sessions designed around personal boundary setting themes. One participant, Kendra, described feeling emotionally lighter after finally being able to say no at work without guilt, a shift attributed directly to embodied boundary work. I realized I'd been saying yes with my mouth while my entire body was screaming no, she explained. Learning to feel that no and honor it changed everything. Several participants later went on record at an HR conference highlighting how these practices helped them negotiate raises while maintaining mental health priorities, a dramatic reversal from prior patterns of overwork without reward. The program became a model replicated across other organizations seeking culturally relevant wellness interventions. This is what Cordelia means when she says that pleasure and emotional freedom matter. Healing isn't just about reducing pain, it's also about reclaiming joy, pleasure, and agency over your own experience. The third key insight Cordelia shared is perhaps the most revolutionary. Authentic consent sets you free. When you practice authentic consent, saying yes only when it feels right in your body, you create space for your boundaries to be honored, leading to deeper self respect and healthier relationships. We see this principle at work in the story of Marcus, a successful entrepreneur suffering from chronic back pain who sought alternatives after years of unsuccessful medical treatments. His pain was accompanied by persistent low mood, and he felt emotionally numb despite business success. After witnessing relatives struggle silently under similar burdens, believing stoicism was strength, he wanted something different, both personally and generationally. He worked one on one with a somatic experiencing practitioner who taught him mindful tracking, noticing what happens inside, alongside gentle movements tailored specifically for his comfort level. Marcus experienced not only reduced pain, but also increased emotional resilience. He described feeling more present during family time and even rediscovered his love for music performance. I had been so disconnected from my body that I'd forgotten what it felt like to truly enjoy anything, he shared. Learning to inhabit my body again gave me back my life. Within 6 months, Marcus presented at a local business roundtable, sharing openly about his journey through embodied healing, which sparked wider conversations among peers regarding holistic leadership models. His advocacy led two other entrepreneurs in his network towards their own explorations into somatics, with ripple effects felt throughout their professional communities. This is the power of embodied healing. It doesn't just change individuals, it transforms communities. So, what would happen if more people embrace this way of relating to themselves through their bodies? We'd see less burnout among leaders and professionals because folks would feel safer expressing needs before reaching crisis point. Organizations would become environments where authentic consent replaces silent endurance. Teams could operate from places of wholeness instead of depletion. Ultimately, society itself might shift toward valuing joy, not just productivity, as essential fuel for sustainable achievement. When we reconnect with our body's wisdom, we challenge systems that have historically demanded our disconnection. We reclaim power in spaces that have tried to render us powerless. We transform not just ourselves, but the very environments we inhabit. As Audre Lorde powerfully stated, caring for myself is not self indulgence, it is self preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. Somatic healing takes this principle to its fullest expression. It is both deeply personal and profoundly political. The ability to feel and honor bodily cues about boundaries can be transformative in every aspect of life. Knowing how a yes or no feels in your body before you speak it aloud is a superpower in negotiations, leadership, and daily interactions. Imagine organizations where leaders check in with their bodies before making major decisions. Imagine teams where members feel safe expressing needs before reaching burnout. Imagine a society that values pleasure and joy as essential components of a well lived life. But this revolution won't happen through more thinking, more analyzing, more regulating. It will happen through feeling, through moving, through embodying. I challenge you today, right now, in this moment, to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Feel your breath moving in your body. Notice the sensations present right now. This simple act of reconnection is the first step toward reclaiming your embodied wisdom. When you leave here today, I want you to commit to 5 minutes, just 5 minutes of tuning into what feels good physically. Follow that spark without apology. Notice where saying yes lights up your whole self, and where saying no brings relief instead of guilt. Your body isn't just something to be managed, controlled, or regulated. It's your most faithful companion, your wisest teacher, your truest guide. It's been speaking to you your entire life. Perhaps it's time we all started listening. The revolution isn't just in our minds, it's in our bodies. And it begins with a simple but profound shift from controlling emotions to embodying wisdom, from managing symptoms to reclaiming pleasure, from performing consent to authentically feeling it. This is the path to true freedom. This is the journey Cordelia invites us to take. And this is the future we're creating together, one embodied yes and one honored no at a time. The wisdom is already within you. All you need to do is listen.